What's up guys, Chasing Lamey here with episode number 64. Are we at 64 now? My brain has been fried over this week. 64 of Robin's Revival. I knew where we were at really, I was just testing you guys. And today we are playing a massive game against Manchester City, which is a January game, which means there is transfer news and all kinds of big stuff for us to cover in this episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe, ring the bell, leave comments, all that good stuff. And let's go check in, see what's happening, and get ready for today's action. So here we are then, ready for our big game away at Manchester City, and we'll start with a look at the league table so you can see what is going on generally. We are currently sat 10th in the table. We were sat as high as 9th at one stage, but we currently sit 10th in the table on 30 points. A couple of teams just behind us. Tottenham are within reach, though a win today would see us go above Tottenham, but we are of course playing Manchester City, who sit 4th and have won a lot of league titles of late, so it's not entirely a done deal. Before we go into that though, we do have some transfer news. So let's see who's coming in, who's going out. We'll start with the January outs, and Quadro Diallo was the first one to go. He's gone to Wafa FC, which I'm guessing is West African football something. Yep. £13,500 to move back to Ghana. He was only really playing sporadically for us, so it wasn't a big loss to let him go, but he wasn't developing, so he's moved on. And Kurban Mehmedov, the Azeri international that I was desperate trying to get a work permit for, he has signed for Sivasspor because that work permit was not coming. For £36,000, had a good season on loan at home last season, but hasn't had a chance to play for us yet because, frankly, he hasn't had a work permit. He's not been available to select, so hopefully he'll do well in Turkey, and we'll maybe check back in on him in a couple of seasons' time, see how he's developed. Simon Ponce has joined Plymouth for £8,500. Good signing for them because he's gone up in value quite massively. But he wasn't going to make it into our first team at any point, and it just kind of felt like it was time to move him on. We've been loaning him out left, right and centre over the last few seasons, and he's just not really impressed. So it was, again, just time to move him on, time to take some money off of him, and, we'll see what happens with him. This one might come as a surprise. One of our youth products that we've seen a little bit of over the years is Ewan Murray. He's gone to Melbourne Victory for £90,000. He had a loan in the Championship last year. Did okay, but he was never quite ready to make it for the Swindon first team. He's only played for us once in the league. I think he had a couple of cup appearances in there somewhere, here or there. But he's mostly been out on loan over the last few seasons, and I've just not really felt like yes, he had a good season for Barnsley last year, but it was starting to feel like he wasn't going to make it into a Premier League player. He's 22 already, and he's kind of at Championship level, so I guess going to the A-League, probably a really good move for him. Ben Johnson has joined Stoke on loan. This is largely because he wasn't getting first-team football. He was starting to become unhappy. He was on the fringe of the squad. He played for us 7 times last year. Stoke are paying us some money to loan him. He does still have a bit of growing room potential-wise, maybe, but he is 29. So I guess we're just going to have to hope for the best with this one. Maybe get his value up and sell him on it in the summer is probably what we're looking to do here with this loan. Likewise, Gabriel, our Brazilian under-19 international, has no work permit, unfortunately. Has been loaned out to Shanghai Port, $825k they're paying for him, but apparently it's coming up as $1 million on the other screen, so who knows what's going on there. He's had some loans out in Spain, he's had some loans in San Marino and Azerbaijan. He's had quite a weird career, if we're being completely honest, but good chance for him to go out, get some football, maybe develop, and maybe get himself called up by the Brazilian squad if we're lucky, or just again build his value so we can sell him on at the end of the season. And the final out is Dmitry Shevchenko, one of the Ukrainians that I signed because they all look like they had some big potential. He's gone to Policia, who have signed 4 of our players now, which is pretty strong. He was on loan there last year. They've made the move permanent this year. Again, couldn't get a work permit for him. It's a shame, but he's got a chance to play some football and develop now, which is, good for his career. The ins, though, there are 3 of them. The first one is Takefusa Kubo, who is just known as Take. and he has joined us from Leeds United for 5.25 million. Plays for Real Madrid in real life, which is a fun fact. He is a Japanese international, as you'd expect, 27 years old, real quality player, some good flair, good on the ball, good at moving the ball around, good at creating chances. We're going to see a lot of him in our first team, I feel like, and it's a good signing for us. It's a good signing, good reputation. We're paying him £110,000 a week. A guy who has played 22 games for Real Madrid. He's played, having a little look at his career stats down in the corner, 69 times for Mallorca. He's played 18 times for Getafe, 13 for Villarreal. 22 games for Leeds. He's had a good career, a decent career. It's time to see what he can do for us. He's not played in the Premier League in the last 2 seasons, which is a slight concern, but if you can get some good performance from him, it might well be a very, very good deal. He's one of the few players to have played for Barca and for Real Madrid. There you go. Weird stat for you on that one. Anyway, let's see what else we've got. There's 2 more to go. And a player we've literally signed for Real Madrid is this centre-half, Pedro, Spanish under-21 international, 21 years old, cost us $7.5 million from Real Madrid. Hasn't actually made a first-team appearance for Real Madrid, but has been playing a lot of B team games for them. Our scouts rate him very, very highly, and they think he's got enormous potential, which is something that I was really looking for. Great determination as well, which means he's probably going to really develop into something quite special. I think he'll hit his full potential, and who knows where he goes from there. The powerful centre-back description, something we've been lacking is a strong centre-half. He's quick, he's decent-ish in the air. I say decent-ish, his heading needs work, but he can jump. He can tackle. I think he's going to be a good signing for us. We're just going to have to see what we can do with him, work on that heading, and hopefully he'll become a great signing for us. And our final new signing is Thiago Arroyo, who has joined us on a very cheap £525 deal from Benfica. He has been playing for Benfica now for 12 years, made his debut for the club in 2022, so I guess 6 years of professional football in the top flight. In Portugal, has 6 under 21 caps. He is 27 now. He's brought in just because I was worried that I had a lack of left backs mostly, but he can play a lot of positions on both flanks. Should be a very good signing for us. Has played a few games, has looked decent so far, so I'm quite happy with him as a signing. And that kind of wraps up the transfer business. There is a little bit of out news as well for us in terms of the future transfers. John Stones is going to be leaving us at the end of the season, unfortunately, because I offered him a deal. He wanted to go play in Spain, is basically what happened. I offered to renew his contract. He decided that the deal in Spain was better for him. So he's going to be able to play for Real Hispales, who I think are Real Sociedad in real life. I'm not very entirely sure. Real Betis in real life. But yeah, he's going over to Spain to have a nice little twilight payday for his career. Also, in terms of the players who are coming in down the line that we might want to be paying attention to, I have confirmed a couple of signings for this summer as well. One of them is Christian Ferreira, who is a Paraguayan under-23 international, joining us from PSG, a right back who can play all across the back four, and curiously is a right winger. Not quite sure why. He is a right back by trade. Again, he popped up as a scouty thing saying he might be a good signing for the future, and I just took a punt on him. He is joining us on a free. His contract is up at the end of the season, so we've got nothing to lose if he doesn't turn out to be the player we think he can be. Talking of players for the future, though, I also signed Luis Boada from Atletico Madrid, joining us again, end of his contract, 21-year-old Spanish defensive midfielder. I didn't even scout him, I just thought he plays for Atletico Madrid. He's played for Barca, he's got the pedigree, he's had some good performances. I'm just going to take a little bit of a punt on him. It's been a bit of a gambly little bit of a window here. He's an under-19 international. How bad can it be? Another player we've lined up is Bigger and Byro Maggi, which is a hell of a name. Belgian under-21 international, joining us from Club Brugge. He has played 10 games for Brugge's first team. And again, it was a punt. It was a gamble, but I like a gamble. I like a gamble on a player here and there. Talking of Real Madrid, though, we've also signed Ricardo Serna, because I was looking at Pedro. I saw this guy look like, under-20 international, Spain, decent pedigree, has actually played for Real Madrid's first team, has a lot of appearances for their B team, played for Betis before that. He's coming on a free. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. If it does work out, though, this could be a masterstroke. It could be the final fixing of our defence. So in terms of what you missed since the last game against Tottenham, we lost 2-1 to Liverpool at Anfield with Wilmar Ruiz scoring, drew 1-1 with Manchester City in the reverse of this fixture at home with Cade Gordon scoring, beat Blackburn 2-1 with Rainier and Jose Manuel Lopez scoring, got past Salford in the FA Cup, the 2-1 win with goals from Lucas Solari. I wouldn't take the 2-1 win as being anything of significance. You can see on the right hand side here it was very much a rotated squad, lots of young players in that team. I just want to give them the experience, the chance to play. We beat Sheffield United at home though, 3-1 with goals from Rainier, John Stones and Wilmar Ruiz, and that moved us up to 9th in the table at the time before we lost 1-0 to Arsenal. We've just drawn 2-2 with Newcastle with goals from Solari and Salai. Which brings you up to date on everything that you've missed. So let's go into this, let's go play Manchester City, and let's see if we can get a very, very fluky win, take us above Tottenham and back into 9th. So team news-wise, we are very much not at full strength for today's game. We have a Dauphin in goal because Nathan Baxter is injured. Drama, Mascara, Pedro and Fair are the back four because, again, we've got another couple of players missing. Glenn Gould is on international duty at the African Cup of Nations, which is why he is missing. And there's a few other guys who have gone out to that, I believe. So it's, Drama, Mascara, Pedro and Fair. Page is playing as the defensive midfielder. Ruiz and Kubo Take are going to be our central midfield pairing today, and Land and Salai on the wings. Lopez up top on the bench. Bellerin, Stones, Solari, Bale, Gibson, Rainier, Bermancevic, Araujo and João Maria. In terms of who else is missing, Spechneider's not fully fit. He had a bit of a knock in midweek, hasn't recovered. McAtee and Gordon have got injuries, and Skorshotowski is just about to return from one. And Marshall Rutty keeps getting loan offers for him, but he hasn't left yet, so we'll see what happens with that. So it's a bit of a weak lineup, bit of a second choice lineup, if anything, with lots of kind of makeshifting in that back four that I don't necessarily like. But we're going to try and make the best of it, try and see if we can sneak another draw against Manchester City at the very least, or maybe sit back and watch as we get absolutely destroyed by the former champions of England. So in the dressing room, I think whichever one the recent praise is justified, put on a real show out there is what I want us to say. Lots of players seem nervous today, understandably being nervous for a game against Manchester City, especially you've got to look at guys like Pedro and like Take, who have probably not played against an opposition like City before. Weirdly, a Dauphin, who is making his league debut today, did play in that cup game against Salford, is looking fairly confident. Do you feel our ambitions are matched by the chairman? Of course I do. Best weather of football? I mean, it's weather. We've strung away from home lately. I mean, results haven't really reflected our performances, I guess, is the answer to that question. We're playing on television. 4-4-2 for City. Haaland and Šeško up top. Chiesa, Pedri, Foden in the midfield is quite formidable. We are, as we expected to be, as I showed you just now, lined up with the 4-3-1 or the 4-5-1, however you want to call it. And there is a look at the league table to show what we're struggling to overcome right now. It really is going to be a tall order trying to get anything off of Manchester City as we line up ready for the start of the match. And there you go, it's kick-off, we're away, and it's a kick-off highlight, which is never a good thing against a team of City's calibre. Jeremy with the ball forward, looking for Haaland, who's probably going to get an early goal. I'm shouting the encouragement now, but the situation's about to change as Chiesa picks up the ball, cuts it inside for Haaland, and that comes off Cody Drama and goes out for a corner. And we are going to try and defend this, I would hope. But, Haaland's a machine, and until he retires, I don't know why we were even shown that corner. Until Haaland retires, overcoming City long term is going to be a real challenge. I throw in for us now is Cody Drama to take it, throwing it to Land. Land has time, gets tackled a little bit, gets tackled finally by Bindal, and now City are right back on us. Chiesa, though, gives the ball away to Mascara. Drama, Ruiz to Land, to Lopez. Lopez plays it back out to Land. We've got time. Back to Ruiz. Ruiz forward, looking for Land. Really wasteful pass, but Lopez picks up a loose ball, and Jose Manuel Lopez has put us ahead at the Etihad in front of the Swindon fans. And I can't argue with that. I mean, that was a tale of two errors, really. We had the error from us that gave the ball to City, and then we won it back. And Ruiz goes for that loose ball, picks up by Laporta, gives it away, trying to find Ruben to Lopez, and Lopez just slides it away. And, I mean, what can we say? What can we say about that guy Lopez? Free kick now for City. Ruben takes it to Lamptey, back to Ruben, to Foden. Plenty of time, ball over the top, finds Pedri, who has a pop from range, and that's a hell of a strike from Pedri. I mean, it doesn't get a lot better than that at any stage in English football. It was Mosquera in his header that led to the goal, but that finish was absolutely impeccable. We'll have to be completely honest about that, completely honest about how good a finish that was. Pedri picks it up, saw the keeper off his line, and just pinged it. And, I mean, I want to be angry with Mosquera about the missed header, but, you know, a finish like that, there's nothing you can do about it once he gets on the ball. You can't beat yourself up about it. And Jeremy now taking a corner for City, headed away by Page as far as Land. Can we get ourselves back ahead? Land has space to run, plays it through looking for Lopez. Lamptey though picks up the ball. Vindal to Laporta to Ruben. Ruben to Lamptey. City are going to go back to playing really nice football again. Jeremy into Haaland. Plays it out wide for Chiesa. We need to do something about this now. Vindal. Vindal in for Foden. Foden to Pedri. Pedri, the goal scorer. Back to Foden over the top for Vindal. Vindal's going to get there. He does. He keeps it in play. Back to Chiesa, to Pedri. We've got to do some defending here. You know, Pedri's absolutely done us there. He's absolutely done us. Our defenders are all kind of at sea right now, I think is the safest thing to say there. I mean, we had plenty of time to regroup while Vindal was covering this back in the corner. Lots of time to regroup. Didn't quite do it. Pedri had loads of space by the time he got on the ball. And just beats everyone, puts it in the near post, and we're back down into 10th position and we're back a goal behind. Right, Salah with a cross gives it away to Ederson. I told the guys to focus because that feels like a thing we need to be doing right now. Ederson has lots of time on the ball though, hoofs it upfield, looking for finding Sesko, who has a pop, a Dauphin in the goal. This is kind of a baptism of fire really. City away for your league debut. He is the best of our young keepers, but can't help feeling this would have been an opportune time to have one of our goalkeepers who are out on loan back. They're both doing very well in the Championship. Maybe not quite up to Premier League standard yet, but they're both doing well in the Championship, and I can't help feeling that a Dauphin might be a little bit out of his depth today. Free kick for City now. Ederson to Laporta. Laporta, plenty of time, back to Ederson. We're trying to make another error here, I think, as Jeremy picks up the ball to Foden. Back to Ruben, to Pedri. Pedri forward, over the top, looking for Lamptey. Can we cut this out? We can. Fair gets there, back to a Dauphin, hoofs the ball forward. And Salah has been very lazy there, not chasing that down. That's not going to ingratiate him to me if he's going to just be that lazy when we need him to not be. And Haaland is through. And Haaland, off the crossbar, Pedro clears it to Salah. And we've very much got to do something about Pedri against Haaland. It's going to be a bit of a shake-up needs to happen. We've got a corner again for City. Jeremy puts the ball into the box. Sesko with a header. A Dauphin pushes it into the pass of Haaland. There's another corner for Manchester City, and the pressure is very much being piled on here as Jeremy lines up this corner, puts it into the box. Page heads it away. Ruben to Jeremy. Jeremy gives it to Foden, has a pop, blocked. Land puts it forward, and Lopez might get onto this. He's not going to get onto it. And we are having another lucky escape again. Ederson to Ruben, to Laporta, to Pedri. Ball across for Lamptey now, and we've got to compose ourselves. Foden puts a big ball over the top, looking for Chiesa. We're not going to beat him for pace here because Drama doesn't seem to have any. Haaland to Chiesa. Pop on goal, and that's just gone over. We've got ourselves a goal kick, and it's just a case of can we see this out to half time now? Well, we have seen it through to half-time. We're going to go into the dressing room. I'm not really sure what the team talk is here. It says you're doing well. Keep working hard until full time. I'm going to actually say we're in the position that we deserve to be, and the numbers prove that. Showing something better in the second half. That's motivated the guys. We're going to do some individual you weren't good enough kind of shouts as well to the guys who run 6.2s and 3s. Because 6.2s and 3s, in fact even 6.4s, they are not quite good enough. We're going to tell them they've not been good enough, get it together. We're just going to tell everyone else that they can improve, go prove they're good enough. That kind of standard spiel to go make a difference out there. And I think that's probably going to be enough to get it out into the second half. We might have to look at taking off Mosquera, whose head seems to have dropped since his mistake. Land needs to do more. Salah needs to be less lazy. Take needs to be doing something else. Yeah, lots of things need to improve here as we crack on into the second half. Right, free kick now for City, and Lamptey has taken it to Foden. Foden back to Ruben. Maybe we can force Ruben to get sent off. Laporta on the ball, over the top, looking for Haaland, who is clean through on goal. Has a pop, puts it just wide. And it feels a lot like Haaland's not having the best of days today, which is probably a big let-off for us. I am very concerned, though, that Mosquera is just not at the races today. He is definitely going to have to come off very shortly, because we do need more at the back, and I'm not quite sure it's going to come from Mosquera. Throw in now with Fair on the far side. Finds Salai to Page. Page lots of time on the ball to Take. Take back to Page. Puts the ball over the top. Laporta picks it up to Ruben. Back to Laporta. Ball forward to Pedri. Foden. Jeremy. And we know they're playing keep ball. We know how to play keep ball. We're just not interrupting the passing flow here. Jeremy on the ball. Plays it all the way back to Edison. Laporta. Back to Edison over the top. Can we get on the end of this? We can. Fair is there. Let's get this ball forward while the keeper's off his line. Take, Salai, Lopez. It's not the time for pretty passing football. Ruben has picked the pocket of Lopez, and really we need to get that forward as fast as we could whilst Edison was off his line there. Laporte to Vindal, to Chiesa. Pedri comes off of Wilmar Ruiz. Laporte heads it on. Foden, Pedri, Haaland, Chiesa. Drama on the ball though. Mosquera's made another mistake. He's given it away straight to Chiesa. And that, I'm afraid, is the end of Mosquera's game, because if I can't rely on him right now, I'm in trouble. Unless then John Stones on at the back, because if anyone knows how to beat City, it's John Stones. Have a look at taking off Land as well. He's not having the best game of his career. I guess the smart play here is to send on Rainier, and I'm going to send... we'll make the tactical change. We're going to take off Salai as well, and try and get bit more impetus. We can send Solari on. He's in good goal scoring form, so maybe Solari can get us a goal, get us back into this game. A free kick for City here, and if this goes in, the players are getting yelled at. Trust me, Jeremy is going to be the one to take it. Has a pop, a Dauphin does manage to get on the end of it. I'm going to break the players anyway, actually, because we're 2 goals down, and a lot of what is on the pitch is playing very, very badly as Jeremy lines up this corner and it doesn't go anywhere, which makes the highlight again entirely pointless. Garza on the ball now for City. There's 10 minutes or so to go. Solari on the ball. Page. Ball goes forward to... No, there was no one there. Why are we making that pass? That is a ridiculous thing to attempt. Pedri through to Lamptey. We've got to cover this. Garza on the ball. And Roberto Garza makes it 4-1 for Manchester City. And our defending today has been embarrassing at best and horrifying at worst, quite frankly. Cody Drama I need to yell at as soon as I possibly can, just because I'm angry at him. Not because it's going to improve his performance in any way, shape or form. I'm just angry at him for not making more of an effort, if I'm honest. Another free kick for City as I'm berating players individually. Now Garza takes the free kick, comes off Rainier in the wall, goes nowhere. A couple of minutes left of injury time, and we have crumbled here. I know it was City. I know we couldn't expect realistically to take a win here, but I did at least expect to see more effort from the team than I've seen. Cody Drama getting a 5.9 is dropping behaviour. It wants me to say you did yourself proud there, that's what I asked for. That's not happening. That's we're training tomorrow, throw the water bottle. I don't care if you're upset. We're going to do some individual yelling too. I mean, it might upset the players, but frankly, the way they've played, they need yelling at. So that's going to be a thing that we do, because yelling at these guys seems to be the only way they understand anything. So I'm furious with your performance today. We'll leave it at that, quite frankly. Let's just let them feel my rage, because even the players that have done well should have been trying to fire up their teammates. What happened out there today? Well. I'm not taking responsibility for it, because I'm not. We didn't deserve to win today. That feels like what I'm saying. Well, I didn't say the blame lies with me. I mean, that's an absolute twisting of my words. You're an asshole, and we're going to storm out of the interview. That's what's going to happen. That was an awful question. I didn't say anything about the blame lying with me. We're going to storm out. I know it feels like I'm losing the plot in manager mode, but there we go. Had to storm out the interview because he was trying to make out that that was my fault that City had been so bad, so much better than us. And realistically, what happened was we didn't show up. Anyway, with all that drama and fun out of the way, we're going to come back in time for the Aston Villa game here in March, which it says at the St Mary's Stadium. It'll actually be the first game back in the new improved county ground. It's due to be completed a couple of days before that, so we should be playing actually at home, which should be a big boost to us, hopefully. We can get something out of that if we are very lucky. I have got some big ties coming up between now and then, including Palace in the fourth round of the Cup, Liverpool, Spurs, Chelsea. We are playing some big teams over the next couple of months. Very much a lot to be concerned and worried about. But in the meantime, guys, thank you for watching. I have, as always, been Chasing Lamey. If you haven't done it yet, like, subscribe, ring the bell, leave comments, all that good stuff. And until next time, I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all very soon. Have a good one.